Welcome to the Measure Success podcast, where we feature top leaders on how they measure success in their business and life. Now, let's learn from their experiences.
Carl J. Cox here, and I'm the host of the Measure Success podcast, where I talk with top leaders about effective strategies that inspire success. This episode is brought to you by 40 Strategy. 40 Strategy works with CEOs and their leadership team on how to reach a new destination by learning how to maximize their people, process, and systems to be one effective team to help them grow. Go to 40strategy.com to learn more. We'd like to have a shout out before we talk with our guest, Pavel, who is here. And that is one of our favorite listeners and a good friend of the show is JT Mann. He's the founder of Common Law, a US-based business out of Boston, Massachusetts. JT has sparked a really interesting idea to have Friends with Carl conversations. So this is going to be a live show. We're going to be having guests who are experts at their respective topics. And our very first topic is going to be presented on January 17th. And the topic will be Web3. So I'm really excited for those of you who want to learn more about it. It's going to be a great conversation with some guests. And we're going to continue this on based on feedback as we get the show. So I look forward to hearing about your comments about that as we head forward to that in January 2022. And that leads us to our guest, Pavel Verbnyak. He is a professional speaker on professional development, goal setting, the law of attraction, and leadership. He's a success expert life coach, vice president of JCI Russia, Tracy Academy's expert and partner, the founder of Successful Thinking, and the author of several books, seminars on unlocking human potential and personal efficiency. Pavel is also an award-winning speaker and an internationally recognized leader in personal development and peak performance strategies. For over 15 years, he has been teaching entrepreneurs, educators, corporate leaders, and people from all walks of life how to create the life they desire. Since 2005, Pavel has been studying the lives of successful people and applied this knowledge and ideas he's learned into his own life. He's also the graduate of Jack Canfield's Train the Trainer Live program. He's worked with top Russian and international brands. He lives in Moscow, Russia. And matter of fact, today he's coming all the way from Siberia, of all places, and where he continually raises the bar of his own potential by increasing, expanding his comfort zone with continued personal and professional development. Pavel is happily married and has a son. He's active in community and national affairs. Pavel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Carl. Thank you for the invitation. It's very nice to see you again.
Absolutely. We had a great conversation, and I get a lot of different communications. We're definitely expanding globally, which has been really fun. And when we had this conversation and you're like, let's be on the show, I was like, well, who are you? And then I find out you're this extraordinarily famous person over in Russia, and people know you very well. And you have multiple books, and you do speak in front of crowds up to 1,000 people. And it's pretty exciting to hear about what you are and the inspiration you provide. And you have this interest of going global, even in a broader spectrum, especially in the Western world. And so, Pavel, tell us a little bit more about what you do on a regular basis and what inspired you to reach out to us.
Thank you very much, Carl, for introduction. I'm a certified trainer, and I help individuals and organizations set and achieve goals faster and easier. So I work with the youth, with corporation, as a coach one-on-one, and as a trainer with group trainings and seminars. So psychology of success is my really passion. I've been studying the successful people for more than 16 years now, and I just wanted to find the answer. What's the difference between successful people and others? How can I achieve much more results in my own life than my peer group, than my family members? And because of that question, I started to learn biographies, autobiographies, to read books, form new habits, develop my mindset. And in a couple of years, I started to see the difference. I started to see the improvement. So my improvement started to happen inside. And because of this transformation, inner transformation, everything outside started to improve as well. And I believe that constant and never-ending improvement is the key to achieve any goal, any success in your own terms.
I love that. So you mentioned something really important about this concept of continuous improvement and learning. So what do you see as one of the most common differences, right, between somebody who's reached the top and is a CEO of a company versus somebody who gets stuck in middle management? What's the most common gap that you see in between the two?
Carl, that's wonderful, deep question you ask right now. And I believe that's clarity, to know exactly what you want and how to get this. The quality of questions you ask yourself is quality of decision and results. So first of all, decide exactly what you want and do something every single day. So we become what we think about the time, Carl, and you know that very well. And what successful people think about most of the time, they think about what they want and how to get this, what kind of goals they want and how to get this. It could be financial goals or relationships or health. It doesn't really matter. But clarity is very important word. Decide exactly what you want. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Don't blame others. Don't criticize government. You're responsible. And constant and never-ending improvement. Taking action. Take action. Go for your dream. Go for your goals. Ask for help. Learn new things. Read books and everything. And success is predictable. It's not an accident. Carl, you know that very well on your personal and professional life. And it really works. There's no secrets to success. You can model of successful people. If you start to think and do what other successful people think and do, you will have step by step the same results. The law of cause and effect works all the time. If we know about that or doesn't know, it works. So we become what we think about most of the time. We attract people, circumstances, opportunities that are in harmony with our dominant thoughts. And when you develop yourself, when you read nice books, you have great library behind you, Carl. You read a lot. And leaders are readers. So read nice books, motivate yourself, and you will have different kind of thoughts. Because of different kind of thoughts, you will have different kind of decision, different kind of action, different kind of results. So when you change, when you improve your thoughts, you will improve your life.
It's a great answer. And you hit a lot of different pieces there. And I want to dive into one of them I think is probably one of the most difficult, especially in this current time period of here we are 2 years effectively into COVID, right? And life has changed for many people, and people have different reactions, right? Based on how we should be responding. And they are frustrated by the government. They're frustrated by how their own family members or their own company is dealing with it. But at the end of the day, you and I really don't have any control over all those things that are happening. So how do you help encourage us to not get frustrated, right, by the things we can't control, and to focus on the things that we can control? What are some like habits or steps you think are worthwhile to help us have the right mindset and to ignore, for lack of a better term, right, all the challenges that are around us?
Thank you, Carl. I mentioned the very important word, responsibility. Responsibility. So there's very nice rule. Event plus response equals outcome. So you're right. We cannot change the weather. We cannot change the world right now, but we can change our responsibility, our reaction to that event. And when you change your reaction, you will change the results. You can control your thoughts, Carl. And because that ability of controlling your thoughts, you can control your emotions, you can control your reactions, you can control your words. And because of that, you can develop this skill. Optimism is a skill, is a habit, it's a learnable skill. Carl, you can become more positive, you can become more calm person, you can become more confident person because of thoughts. And when you act as a calm, confident, positive person, step by step, you will become calm, confident person, positive person. So it's a habit, it's learnable skill, Carl. And when you eliminate negative news, negative conversations, negative thoughts, you will become much more responsible, much more positive. You will have much more control in your life. And because of that, you have more control in your life. You will have peace of mind. And that's number one goal for all of us, peace of mind. When you have peace of mind, you will have wealth, health, doesn't really matter. But first of all, number one goal, it should be peace of mind.
I like that. I like that a lot. So let's pivot a bit towards you're working with an organization, and let's just say they're stuck, right? They're have mediocre results, meaning they're not performing at the level that they need to do. What is one of the first things that you recommend to an organization who's caught, right, in not meeting the results, or they're very inconsistent, to help getting back to a growth mindset again, if you may, right? So they're actually can get back to growth, and what are the habits that they can do to actually get there?
Carl, your podcast called 40 Strategy, right? Yes. So there are dozens of strategies. And first of all, I would say, keep calm, sit down, take pen and paper and think on papers. What's the reason of this situation? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What my team did wrong? What can I improve that? What did work before very well? What can I do more? What can I do less? What can I start doing? What can I stop doing? And asking these 4 questions, you can find great insights, great ideas. Because if something worked very well, you can start doing more what worked very well before. If something doesn't work, stop doing this or do it less. And most productive, successful people, Carl, you know that very well. You are one of them. Think on paper, have pen and paper, and write down this situation. What's this? What kind of decision can I make to develop this, to improve that situation? So that's very important, to have this mastermind or brainstorming or mindstorming with yourself and with your team. All problems can be improved, can be solved. So calm down and write all ideas. What can I do in this situation? Because you have not the baddest, not the biggest problem in the world. You can change that. You can improve that. So pen and paper, mastermind, brainstorming, and ask for help. It doesn't really matter if you don't know the answer. Ask for someone who already did that, who already solved that problem. Don't be afraid they say no. Okay, no, next, no, next, no, next. Ask for what you want. There's very nice formula, SW, SW, SW. Someone want, someone, I forgot, someone will, but someone will say yes to your question. Someone would love to help you. So don't be afraid of bad results, of regrets, or of someone say no. You can solve this problem. And I believe the nature provides us some challenges because we can do something with them. We are strong to learn, to grow, to do something with that. And that's a lesson, learning experience. Be positive about that and be grateful, be blessed. Oh, thank you very much, the universe, the God. It doesn't really matter how we call this. Thank you for this challenge. I'm strong enough. I'm going to solve this situation. I'm going to do something with that. Thank you for making me stronger.
That's great advice. And so now this is an interesting question on top of that. So you have several ideas that have been brought up by the team, let's say you're working with, and they have some great ideas, but they also have some ideas that probably aren't going to create as much positive outcomes. How do you get them to discern whether some of those ideas are going to be more likely to be successful versus other ideas which are less likely to be successful? What do you do to help them discern that part?
Yeah, I like their method called 20 idea method, Carl, 20 ideas method. So when you ask question, you have some situation, some challenging situation or problem. I prefer don't call the problem. I prefer eliminate this word from my dictionary. I prefer call this situation or challenge. But for example, if you have some problem situation in your company or in your personal or financial life, ask a question. How can I improve this situation? How can I double my income? How can I open a new branch in another city? And put a question mark and provide 20 ideas, 20 answers to this question. Don't criticize ideas. Don't criticize ideas of your team member. Write down all the ideas you have. It could be unrealistic idea. It could be funny answer. It could be funny idea. It doesn't really matter. Just write down. And first 5 answers would be easy. For example, find a new job, find a new member, or delegate, or doesn't really matter. But 10th or 15th answer will open the door. We'll find some great results and great opportunity to do something with this situation, with this challenging obstacle. So 20 idea method. And then because of you have 20 ideas, you can choose, you can prioritize. Carl, now we're going to start with idea number 7 or next idea 15, but 15th or 20th idea can overcome this challenging situation or open the door for you. Just minimum 20 ideas, Carl. Not less, not more. It could be more, but just write down, brainstorming, mastermind, mindstorming. This method called by my mentor, storm. It could be, for example, for first 30 minutes you found us. Tomorrow you have another 2 or 3. You will have so this is wonderful. I have more great ideas technique.
Yeah, perfect. No, thank you for sharing that. So when you are, you speak a lot. You are a professional speaker by trade. That's one of the key things that you do. Do you get nervous? What helps you? First of all, do you get nervous? Let me just ask that. Do you get nervous when you're speaking in front of big crowds?
Absolutely, Carl. I'm a human being, and all my colleagues, all speakers have some nervous before the stage, and that's okay. When you have these feelings, it's good that you are alive. You will have this speech more human, so that's good. And I recommend to visualize your ideal results, ideal speech, because our mind doesn't see the difference if it's real or it's just in our images. Now, visual helping me to be more calm, be more confident on the stage or in negotiation or working with high-level people. So that's good. And also what helps me very well, Carl, my first hour, golden hour or hour of power. First hour after I wake up. I wake up at 5 a.m. and first 1 hour or 2 hours, I invest in myself. I do some exercises, I read books or listen audio podcast or book, and visualize and meditation and write down my goals. So I reprogram my subconscious mind for what I want. And that helps me to be productive during the day.
Yeah, so you asked actually one of the questions I was going to ask is it sounds like what you do to help out with keeping you balanced of all the things you have going on, and whether you're traveling or with your family or with speaking, you have that hour of power, so to speak, right? Every single morning that you do a consistent basis. Now, do you do that also on the weekends? Do you do it during the day? You know, do you have it very, very consistent where you do it 5 a.m. every day? I'm curious about that.
I do, Carl. I do it every single day. Doesn't matter weekend or just regular day on the week or Tuesday or Monday. And I try to do it even when I go to a different city. Now I'm two hours difference with Moscow. So I wake up, I go to bed 2 hours later on this local time, but it's the same time in Moscow, and wake up at the same time in Moscow, but it's going to be at 2 hours later. So I like doing this, Carl. I like schedule because I used to be a professional skier and biathlonist. So I like to be on schedule. I like to be everything with plan. So I wake up at the same time every single day.
That's perfect. Okay, that's very interesting. So what if you were like, you know, you travel, well, what do you do in this case of where you travel to the US to speak?
Yes.
I'm assuming you have to kind of switch to that time period at that point, right? Yeah,
absolutely, Carl. I also have a jet lags and some time difference, like more than 2 hours. It could be. And Russia is a huge as well, or the United States or Western Europe. I have sometimes 5 hours difference, or 8 hours difference, or 12 hours of difference. So I prefer, and my recommendations, Carl, to you, as you travel a lot as well, and our listeners travels a lot, drink more water during your flight, during your when you fly to another city, another country, drink more water. And probably it's when you go to another country, come to another city, just do something for yourself. It could be shower, it could be sauna, it could be something to relax your body. And because you relax your body, you will sleep much more calm, much more productive. You will incur or something you can drink. No, I prefer something natural. It's just relax. It could be tea, green tea, or something relaxed before you go to sleep. But it's very important to sleep, Carl. It's very important to sleep between 7 and 9 hours every single day. And I know a lot of productive entrepreneurs and leaders who sleep 9 hours. And as a sportsman, you should sleep more because you have great ideas. You will have great decisions, very important decisions. You should have enough sleep because sleep is very important. To be productive, you should sleep. You should have your daily routine. You should have some physical activities. You should prepare. You should eat. What kind of food make you more energetic, more productive? Eliminate from your food salty, sugar, some bread, and something that lower your energy down. So eat more fruits and vegetables. You know that how it works. So food, fresh air, sleep, physical activities, and positive thoughts. That's the key to your successful, wealthy, and healthy life.
One of the things I think Brian Tracy, he would say, get rid of the 3 white evils, or what, he had the term, and basically it's salt, sugar, and flour.
Right,
And he's like, get rid of those things on a consistent basis, because it's poisoning your body in many cases. We have too much of it, and he has those recommendations. I'm curious, how much water do you try to drink a day? What's your daily water intake?
Carl, I try to eat to drink 1.5 liters or about 2 liters every single day. Sometimes I forget, and it's okay. If I don't want, I don't drink. Our body is very, very smart computer. So it's okay if you forget to drink. But when you drink more water, your mind, your brain receive something very important for this process, because our brain control most processes in our body. And when you drink more water, our brain and our body receive much more oxygen and energy to do something great with your body. When you don't have enough water or don't have enough sleep, it's eliminate your productivity. It's eliminate for energy and your ability to work effectively.
Okay, so when it comes to speaking, so I'm going to ask this from when you're speaking. How do you measure success after one of your presentations that you've done? How do you know you've nailed it, so to speak, and you've been successful with a speaking presentation? Pavel, one of the questions I wanted to ask is, when you are speaking and doing a presentation, how do you measure success for that actual presentation?
Yes. Thank you, Carl. First of all, you should have a clear goal. What kind of goal you would love to achieve by your speech, being on the stage? What would you like your audience would do after your speech? And when you have this goal in yourself, everything you need to achieve that goal. So there's no secrets to a successful presentation. You just model of successful speakers. So first of all, beginning, you should start something nicely positive. Then you should provide 1 or 2 or 3 ideas, arguments, and then finish, just conclusion. Say what you said, and provide an action plan for the audience. So offer, deadline, and call to action. Call to action is very important as well. So when you achieve this goal you set for yourself, you are successful.
Perfect. Okay, so I always like to ask all our guests, Pavel, what is a book that you'd recommend to our audience?
Yes, Carl, I love to read. I love reading and fiction and non-fiction books. I would recommend several books of my friends and mentors. First of all, one of the first book I have read, and that inspired me very, very much. It's Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy. Very nice, very valuable book. Second book is The Success Principles by another friend of mine and mentor, Jack Canfield. And number 3 books by classic Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
Yep, those are great suggestions there. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill as a good finish to that. You said Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy and Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Yes. I think they're all really good recommendations. Pavel, how can people learn more about you? Where can they connect with you?
Carl, they can reach me by email, by Facebook, LinkedIn, social media. So you can find me there, send me a message, and I would love to be valuable to you, dear listeners. If you'll have any questions, anything you love to ask me, just send me a message and we'll have a conversation, or I would love to have a call with you. That's at Facebook and LinkedIn, Pavel Verbnyak.
Perfect. And I believe you have one of the biggest contact lists on your phone I think I've ever met. How many people do you have on your phone again?
Around 7,000.
7,000. I mean, that is like nearly a record for anybody that I know that actually has on their phone. That's absolutely unbelievable. So I love that. Pavel, I
love networking, Carl. I love networking.
I could tell, and I'm so look forward to you speaking over here in the US and abroad, as you have been. I think you're a true inspiration to people around. And so, Pavel, thank you so much for being on the Measure Success podcast.
Carl, thank you very much for the invitation, for wonderful conversation.
Thank you as well. And to everyone else, we're wishing you the very best at measuring your success, and we wish you a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Introduction with Jerry. We had very nice conversation with him. So thank you again for the conversation and this podcast. Talk to you very soon, my friend.
Sounds good. All right. Well, hang on for a moment. I'm going to stop the recording. Pavel, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for listening to the Measure Success podcast. We'll see you again next time to learn from the best. Remember to subscribe now to get future episodes.